he was a soldier. He was in the Scots Guard, 1st Battalion Scots Guards, and he was committed to hospital, military psychiatric hospital down in Hampshire, which no longer exists. But it was so he was in his early 20s, and my dad and I went down to see him. He was in a very, very bad way. He was unrecognisable. His eyes were just terrified, bewildered. He was drawing stuff on the walls. He was talking complete nonsense insofar as he talked to court at all. And the people who'd been looking out for him, his superiors and his colleagues in the army, they'd noticed it over some time. He'd been having spells of absolute catatonic silence, other spells where he was kind of manic and responding to things that weren't there. And that's one of the things that people with schizophrenia do. They're responding all the time to what are called unseen stimuli. It might be visions, might be hallucinations, might be voices in their head. So that was when we knew. And it was, my mum always used to say, the phone call we got to say he was there, it changed all of our lives forever.
Yeah. Describe to me schizophrenia. And I mean, people talk about split personality, etc., which is a kind of shorthand, which I suspect means nothing at all. What is it?
Well, it's not just that it means nothing, it actually is incredibly damaging. Some of the psychiatrists I know who deal with people with schizophrenia say that one of the worst things they have to do when somebody's diagnosed and they're first having to take them and their families through what the illness is actually telling them what it's not. It's not a split personality. Schizophrenia is an illness of the mind that affects quite a lot of people, and it strikes when the mind, the workings of the mind, lose connection with the reality around you. So we talk about hearing voices, seeing visions. These things aren't there, but they are there in your mind. You think they are there, they're real. So often, a lot of people we've had hundreds of people get in touch since Donald died. And a lot of them didn't even know that he had this illness because, of course, medication, having a sense of purpose, which he had in his life through his work. It's only when you're really in moments of crisis or you stop taking the medication that somebody like Donald, that people would know. But you might be sitting having a cup of tea with him in a cafe or something, and he would suddenly, to other people who didn't know, they would think, oh my God, that guy's having a go at me, because he might swear at them, he might shout at them, he might say something to them that they would take offence at, but he's actually talking to voices in his head.